Good morning, listeners. Welcome to CRW Radio. And today we have the host of Green Planet, the show dedicated to exploring renewable energy solutions and their potential for driving sustainable development in Africa. Today, it's an honor to have Dr. Tlabelo, the host of this insightful show, with us. Thank you for joining us, Doctor. Uh, how are you
Thank you
doing
very much.
today?
I'm doing well. Thanks on this shiny day. I'm honored to be on your show.
Thank you so much. I'm actually honored to have you because, as the director of content of CRW Radio, I took it upon myself to just introduce you to our listeners. It's important that people know the brain behind all the content that we'll get from you with regards to the renewable energy solutions in Africa. And just to give the listeners a little bit of a background, the renewable energy sector in Africa is experiencing rapid growth, driven by the urgent need for clean, sustainable energy sources. As we strive to address the challenges of climate change and energy poverty, renewable energy offers a promising path forward. Dr. Tlabelo show has been instrumental in raising awareness about the potential of renewable energy and inspiring action. That is the goal that we have in creating this type of content for us in Africa, for everybody in the diaspora. And as you know, here in South Africa, there was a time that load shedding became part of our daily bread and butter. And it seems like things are getting better. So, what do you think about it?
Look, the issue of renewable energies is with us and is part of the development of the entire world as the world is trying to curb the issue of climate change. At this Green Planet program, we have got a number of vision statements or a number of points on a vision statements, which I will allude to on the issue of making sure that there is education and allow awareness. There is issue of conservation efforts. There is cultural connections as well as global perspectives. So those form part of our approach to the issue of addressing the issue of energy in South Africa and Africa or on the continent as well. There may be a number of impacts that could happen as we go along, but we'll allude to as we go together. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you just, for the listeners, just to give a broader explanation for the term energy poverty? What does that mean?
Energy poverty is the issue of is twofold. One, access to energy. African continent has got very limited access to energy due to its development in terms of infrastructure. So people in the far-flung areas, rural areas, are unable to access energy. That's number one. The other issue is that those that have got energy, they also struggle because the infrastructure does not support the demand. I mean, the demand is not supported by the generation. Hence, we are looking at first the issue of working together or coming together with the issue of renewable energy to augment the fossil fuel. As you will know, that most current sources of energy are based on fossil fuel, which also has got its own disadvantages. So it's both true on issue of development as well as the access in particular in the far-flung areas of our countries.
That's very interesting, and I'm glad that you could just clarify that. Dr. Tlabelo, could you share your personal journey in the field of renewable energy and what sparked your interest in this area? And also, what challenges you have faced along the way?
I've been in the electricity industry since 1987. So growing with this electrical energy, I could see that while the issue of electricity is evolving, the hard one which I came across was when we started having load shedding. That one was a very big problem. Then it motivated me to say, but we have got this solar issue. Why don't we look at the issue of renewable energy? And at that time, we only concentrated on renewable energy, solar PV for photovoltaic. And then we discovered that there's other things like wind, there's other things like hydrogen, and so on and so on. But we persuaded to say we consider issue of solar energy, and also not only load shedding. The other issue was that we were hit in 2016, 2017, hit mostly by cable theft. You will know that the distribution of electricity is on bare wires and cables that are all over the show, which are unable to police. So when they were hit by the thieves because of the non-ferrous metal are stolen for scrap metal to generate income for because of our socio-economic problems, then I realized we can cap this thing by having isolated energy generation. Example, your electricity, you generate it on your rooftop. You have got minimum wires penetrating into your house, which are not even visible to the would-be thieves. Then I say, I'm going to pursue this one. And then it came also with the issue, that was my experience. And then also the issue of the SDGs, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which said by 2030, people must have access to energy. And this was also a low-hanging fruit to say, we will go that route. Let's go there and explore. At that moment, I was doing my PhD, then I read more about it. But apart from that was the issue of also innovation in technologies. You cannot just be, as an engineer, be stuck in just using V equals IR forever. At one point, you need to V for voltage, I for current, and R for resistance, which was an innovation of somebody else. Come with new innovations that came with that. But there were challenges. The issue of funding and resources was one thing. The issue of regulatory hurdles, you will know at that moment, South Africa had on the SSEG, small scale energy generation, had a limit of to say you cannot generate electricity above a particular threshold. So we said, oh, this is a problem. And the last perception, people would say, no, man, these solar panels, they can't run my stove. It's a perception until we prove it beyond doubt. And also the issue of technological limitations was also there. South Africa, as not a manufacturing country, also had a technological limitations where we have to import from the East. And with the 2008 and 2009 load shedding, where we realized that there was technology dumping by the East with the solar geysers, we say, oh, then this created also another perspective to say people may not buy it because of this. And the market competition as well as cultural barriers. Some people will say, nah, man,